back to episode number 37 of Travel Talk. Today's episode is covering the first full day in Australia, which obviously is exploring Sydney, getting to know people in the room, and just getting some general bearings to where everything is. And it was a really good day. Got to see the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, the Botanical Gardens, although it was a little bit rainy. But, all in all, good things to see on your first day in Australia, I'm not going to lie. So, I woke up about 8 o'clock first morning there. I'd gone to bed pretty early the night before, so I was still suffering a little bit from the kind of flu-like symptoms I'd got on the journey across from Fiji/America. So I got dressed and headed out about 9 o'clock. Headed down the road a little bit to a small coffee shop that I'd spotted the day before, and saw that they had very big muffins, which is not an innuendo, just a general thing. Very big muffins and coffees, so I decided that was going to be my breakfast for the day. Why change your pattern? I was eating so healthily in America, I might as well continue it here, So, I had a muffin and a coffee for breakfast, which is the dream, basically. And, headed back to the hostel after about an hour of sitting in the coffee shop. I just kind of sat in the coffee shop and watched Sydney go by, in all honesty. There's quite a few people going past, so I was quite interested. Then I headed back to the hostel and started speaking to the Dutch girl that was in my room. And we decided we were going to spend the day together, just because obviously it's more fun to travel around with people. And it makes more sense, obviously, because then you get to talk to someone along the way. It's good exploring stuff by yourself, but at the same time it's really good when you've got someone you can go along with and chat to. So we decided we were going to spend the day together. I headed downstairs to the reception of the hostel and I asked the quickest route from there to the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. And they said to me it was either about a 25-minute walk, just straight down the road, or you could get on a free kind of shuttle bus that left every 10 minutes from the bus stop across the road from the hostel, which was handy. So we lazy people decided that we were going to get on the bus, and it was free, so you can't really complain about that. So we headed across the road and jumped on this bus, and it waited about 5 minutes for it, because like I say, it comes along every 10 minutes, which is handy. And headed down towards the Opera House. I think it took about 5 minutes on the bus. But we got to the harbour, and as soon as you hit the harbour, you're pretty easy to find everything. You walk straight out, the bridge is on your left, the Opera House is on your right, the Botanical Gardens are next to that. So it's pretty easy to find everything. Like I say, at the beginning of the video, it did rain quite a bit that first day, which is a little bit annoying, unfortunately, but these things happen. It's the bad weather seems to follow me around, so it's a consistent pattern up until I get to the outback in like 2 months' time. So there's going to be rain everywhere. But it didn't stop us from exploring around. Just put the rainproof coats on and took an umbrella and headed towards the Opera House to have a little explore around. And I know you see the Opera House on like television and see it on photos of it and everything, but until you get up close to it, you don't actually realise how big it is. It's huge. I know it's an opera house, but bloody hell, it's an incredibly big building. And to get photos of that up close, and that was pretty special. Not gonna lie, I didn't think I'd ever get to Australia, let alone take pictures of an opera house. So I was quite impressed with myself that day. I'm not gonna lie. And so we did that. Took some pictures of the Harbour Bridge from where the Opera House is, because there's quite a good piece of water in between them. So took some photos of that. And they sit pretty but grandly on the water sides, like the Opera House is there, and then you kind of look directly left, and that's where the bridge is, and there's just a little bit of water in between. But it's a really nice view, and they set off the harbour quite nicely. And it was quite impressive, like I say, to be there and stroll past the Opera House, we took some photos of that. Headed from the Opera House into the Botanical Gardens, which are right next to the Opera House, sorry. And the Botanical Gardens are really, really pretty. Like I say, it wasn't helping that it rained a little bit, but we would revisit the Botanical Gardens in a later episode and when the sun was out, which is good. And the Botanical Gardens, it's got a lot of wildlife there. There's a big duck pond. There's different plants and flowers, and it'll look. I'll put some photos of it in at the end of this from when I went the first time. But in future episodes, like I say, I go to it again and the sun's out, and it looks a hell of a lot better like that. So wait for that to judge. And we did that. lots of birds everywhere, which is always fun, trying to not die by native wildlife. So yeah, we tried not to die, and wandered around the botanical gardens for probably about an hour or so, until it started to really heavily rain, so we were like, nah, screw this. And headed back towards the harbour, where we ducked under cover for about 5 minutes to stop the rain from turning into a monsoon. And then we headed across to where the bridge actually starts, so it's kind of, you double back on yourself to go back round to it. And got some photos of the bridge from up close, looking across the water, which was really nice. Got some great photos of that. And people were climbing the bridge. Like, obviously you can pay to climb the harbour bridge. You can go to the top, you can obviously take photos up there, etc, etc. And it's one of the things I wish I'd done, but I didn't do. In hindsight, I had enough time to do it, and I should have done it. But just certain things stopped it, and it's a great. My English today is terrible. It's a regret that I didn't do it, but it's always the future. You can always do these things again. It's not like I'll never get back there. Hopefully, I will. I've got family in Australia, so that is another reason to go back and visit again. But I do regret not doing that. It's like I say, it was a mixture of things that stopped me from doing it. But all in all, it would have been something I'd have enjoyed. But yeah, we took photos of the harbour bridge. They were actually having a food market down one of the side roads by the harbour bridge, so we stopped and got some lunch. I had like a beef wrap. It was all freshly made food by like local vendors and that, so it was pretty good. I'd rather pay for that than go to like McDonald's or Subway, because McDonald's in Australia is not great. It's not the best thing in the world. It's compared to McDonald's in probably UK and USA, Australia kind of not the best I've ever had, put it that way. But yeah, we had that from the kind of street vendor marketplace, and then we decided, because it was raining a little bit more, we were going to head back to the hostel. Headed back there for a few hours to kind of relax, and decided about 6-7 o'clock that we were going to go down to, there was a place attached to the hostel called the Sidebar, and it was obviously a bar / restaurant / kind of cafe, and you could get food down there and drinks and such. So we headed down there, had some food. They did meal deals each night, which was pretty good, and the meal sizes were always pretty good by themselves. So yeah, we had that, and then basically headed back up to the room for another early night, because my cold seems to only kick in over night time. So I sound like I've got corks up my nose, which is unfortunate, but these things happen. So yeah, I had to head back up to the room because I sounded like I was going to explode with snot everywhere, which is a lovely, lovely image to obviously think about. And so basically that was the first day in Australia. It was a good day, it was an exciting day, got to see lots of things and do lots of things, and yeah, it was really enjoyable. And tomorrow and the day after will all be in one video, because I don't really get up to much, but I do little things that are important. I could go and get an Australian phone. I go and buy some appropriate shoes for if I have to work. I go and look for jobs. I do little things that maybe aren't that exciting, but in the grand scheme of things have to be done to make sure that other things are applicable and available. And that'll be the next episode. It won't be the most exciting episode, but it's definitely worth listening to, because if anyone's ever going to go to Australia and needs like a national insurance number or a phone SIM card, or what else would you need? Shoes, looking for jobs, all that sort of stuff. I'll cover all of that sort of stuff in the next episode, so that'll be quite interesting if you need to ever learn about that. But I'll leave this episode here. Hopefully you've enjoyed hearing about my first day in Australia. Leave a like, subscribe, love my face, as it doesn't get enough love anymore. And I'll catch you next time. See ya.